आज आम एनवायरनमेंट एंड इकोलॉजी रो प्रिलिम प्रैक्टिस क्वेश्चंस उपरे आलोचना करिबा। फर्स्ट इकोलॉजी। फर्स्ट क्वेश्चंस इन एन ecosystem व्हाई इज द नंबर ऑफ ट्रॉपिक लेवल्स ऑफ ए फूड चेन यूजुअली लिमिटेड। ए क्वेश्चन टी सीएपीएफ एग्जाम 2024 रे आसीथिला। आर चारोटी ऑप्शन रही। First option, lower tropic level has a lesser energy than the higher tropic level. Second option, because of the loss of energy at each tropic level. Third option, higher tropic level individual can control the lower one more efficiently. Fourth, limited tropic level makes a food chain less vulnerable to parasites. Our answer टी होची B. Because the loss of energy at each tropic level, आम जाने प्रति ट्रॉपिक लेवल रे आमर एनर्जी 10% लॉस हो जाए। तार एक्सप्लेनेशन विषय बुझा। ओनली 10% ऑफ एनर्जी इज ट्रांसफॉर्म फ्रॉम वन ट्रॉपिक लेवल टू द नेक्स्ट। दिस इज नोन एज द 10% रूल and it limits the number of tropic level an ecosystem can support. At each subsequent step along the food chain, more energy is wasted. There are three main reasons for this. Some of the biomass consumed at each level can't be digested and is ejected as waste. A substantial portion of energy escapes as heat during respirations. Plants and animals may die a non-predatory death and their biomass is not passed on to the next consumer. Therefore, the option B is the correct option. तो आम जानले जे प्रति ट्रॉपिक लेवल ले 10% एनर्जी ही ट्रांसफर हुए आउ सबतक एनर्जी वेस्ट हो जाए। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, व्हिच वन ऑफ द फॉलोइंग shows a unique relationship with an insect that has a co-evolved with it and that is the only insect that can pollinate this tree. A question टी यूपीएससी सीएसई प्रीलिम्स एग्जाम 2024 रे आसीथिला। आर चारोटी ऑप्शन होची ए रे फिग, बी महुआ, सी सैंडलवुड, डी सिल्कटन। आंसर टी हैला फिग। द फिग ट्री Fucus microcarpa is famous for its aerial roots which supports from branches and eventually reach the soil. The tree also has a unique relationship with a wasp that has a co-evolved with it and is the only insect that can pollinate it. The body shapes and the size of wasps correspond exactly to those of the fig fruits, and each species of fig produces a unique perfume to attract its specific wasp pollinator. So the answer is fig. Ecoton. What is ecoton? Ecoton is a dash. A question टी CISF AC LDCE 2024 रे आस्थिला। Ecoton is a diversified ecosystem, transitional ecosystem, transparent ecosystem, stagnation ecosystem. Answer to B. First देखिबा इकोटन कौन ना। an ecoton is the area where two community connect and merge. For example, an ecoton between a marine and terrestrial ecosystem is represented by mangrove forest. Other example of ecotons are grasslands which are situated between a desert and a forest. Estuaries which are situated between fresh water and salt water. River banks or marshes which are situated between arid and a wet condition. Lenting ecosystem has a characteristics of stagnation ecosystem. These include all ecosystems with static or still water. Lakes and ponds are among the most common example of lenting ecosystems. Algae, crabs, shrimps and amphibians like frogs and salamanders also live in these habitats. It is also called lacustrine ecosystem or the still water ecosystem. So the option B is correct answer. The ecosystem ecoton is a transitional ecosystem. Ecoton is an area in which two ecosystems are mixed in it. Next question number 4. Lichen represents The symbiotic relationship between algae and fungi. The algae component present in lichen is the best known as mycobiont, phycobiont, prion, symbiont. Answer is B. The algal component of a lichen is called the phycobiont, while the fungal component is called the mycobiont. Lichens are a symbiotic association between the two organisms, which means they have a mutually beneficial relationship. The algae provide food for the fungi, while the fungi provide shelter and absorb minerals. The fungus is also dominant partner and it contributes most of the lichen's traits such as its structural pores. Next question. The process of degradation of humus by some microorganisms and release of inorganic nutrients is known as eutrophication, mineralization, humification, and stratification. The answer is mineralization. What is mineralization? Mineralization is the process by which organic matter such as dead plants and animals is broken down by microorganisms into simpler inorganic substances such as mineral and nutrients. During mineralization, complex organic compounds like protein, fats, and carbohydrates are decomposed into their basic elements including carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, and sulfur, which are then released into the soil or water as inorganic ions, that is ammonium nitrate phosphate. So the answer is mineralizations. Question 6. Nitrogen cycle is one of the most important microorganism mediated chemical reactions in aquatic and soil environment. In this context, consider the following statement. Nitrogen fixation is the process of oxidizing NH3 to NO3 minus. Nitrification process causes a reduction of NO3 and NO3 minus to NO2 minus, followed by recycling of N2 to the atmosphere. Denitrification converts molecular N2 into a fixed form as an organic nitrogen. How many of these statements are given above are correct? 1, 2, and 3. None. Answer is none, because nitrogen fixation converts atmospheric nitrogen N2 into ammonia, making nitrogen available to living organisms. Since statement 1 is incorrect. Nitrification involves the oxidation of ammonia NH3 to nitrite NO2 minus and then to nitrate NO3 minus, a process that converts ammonia into forms that are more easily taken up by plants. Hence statement 2 is incorrect. एको आमे इक्वेशनली बुझेले ammonia plus oxygen आमर से प्रोडक्ट होची नाइट्राइट, हाइड्रोजन आयन, वाटर. अगेन नाइट्राइट को आम जदि ऑक्सीजन सहित ऐड करबा तला आमे नाइट्रेट पाइबा. Denitrification is a key process in the nitrogen cycle that converts nitrate and nitrite in the soil back into nitrogen gas, which is then released into the atmosphere. Hence statement 3 is incorrect. Question number 7. Which one of the following statement regarding ecotone is correct? It represents a transitional region between two ecosystems. It represents a region in which is ecologically perfect. It represents a region which is ecologically barren of organisms. It represents an ecosystem containing deep marine organism. A question टी आमे पूर्व डिस्कस करथिले. Ecotone is a transitional place or area. तेणु ऑप्शन ए टी आमर करेक्शन हेबो. Ecotone always represents a transitional region between two ecosystems. Explanations. An ecotone is the area where two communities connect and merge. For example, an ecotone between a marine and a terrestrial ecosystem is represented by a mangrove forest. Other examples of ecotones are grasslands, situated between desert and forest, situated between fresh and salt water and river banks or marshes, situated between arid and wet conditions, region which is ecologically barren of organism, is region undergoing primary succession. Example, newly formed lake. Next question, consider the following statement regarding the Indian squirrels. ए क्वेश्चन टी 2023 मसीहा यूपीएससी आसीथिला. They build the nest by making burrow in the ground. They store their food materials like nuts and seeds in the ground. They are omnivorous. How many of the above statements are correct? Only 2. Why? And the Indian squirrels nest at the top of the trees. Hence, statement 1 is incorrect. Indian squirrels are known to store their food, especially nuts and seeds, for later consumptions. They might bury them under leaves or hide them in small crevices in the trees. This behavior helps them surviving during lean times when food sources are scarce. Indian squirrels are omnivores. They feed mainly on nuts and fruits, but also eat seeds, insects, small mammals and reptiles, eggs, and even sometimes chicks of birds. Question number 9. Consider the following statements. Some mushrooms have a medicinal properties. A question 2023 मसीहा यूपीएससी आसीथिला. Some mushrooms have a medicinal properties. Some mushrooms have a psychoactive properties. Some mushrooms have a insecticidal properties. Some mushrooms have a bioluminescent properties. How many of the above statements are correct? First ଆମେ explain କରିବା. Mushrooms act as antibacterial, immune system, anchor and a cholesterol lowering agents. Additionally, they are important source of bioactive compounds. As a result of these properties, some mushrooms extracts are used to promote the human health and are found as dietary supplements. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Magic mushrooms, psychoactive fungi that grow in the United States, Mexico, South America, and many other parts of the world, contain psilocybin and psilocin, which are hallucinogens and are class 1 controlled substances. Hence, statement 2 is also correct. Fungi are living things just like insects are capable of evolving and adapting. Many synthetic pesticides have lost efficacy over the years because the target insects have just evolved and built up a tolerance to them. But like any other relationship between a parasite and a host, predator and prey, the fungus-based pesticides have the ability to evolve right along with any adaptations the insects might come up with to hinder them. They are also non-toxic to humans and other wildlife. Hence, statement 3 is correct. A mushroom documentation project in the forest of Northeast India has revealed not only 600 varieties of fungi but also led to a new discovery, a bioluminescent or light emitting variety of mushrooms. Hence, statement 4 is correct. So, about the mushroom, all statements are correct. Consider the next question. Consider the following statements. Some a question टी मध्य 2023 मसीहा यूपीएससी प्रिलिम आसीथिला. Some microorganisms can grow in environments with temperature above the boiling point of water. Some microorganisms can grow in environments with temperature below the freezing point of water. Some microorganisms can grow in highly acidic environment with pH below 3. How many of the above statements are correct? First, हमें बुझिबा hyperthermophilic, superheat loving bacteria and archaea are found within a high temperature environment. Statement 1 is correct. Microorganisms live in every part of the biosphere and some of them are even capable of growing at a low temperature, including those below the freezing point. These microorganisms live in the sea or in high mountains. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Acidophiles are microorganisms that show optimal growth in highly acidic environments. There are of two types. The extreme acidophiles dwell in an environment with a pH value below 3, and moderate acidophiles grow optimally in conditions having pH value ranging between 3 and 5. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Therefore, the option C is also correct. Answer all the statement of this questions. Number 10 questions are true. तो आमे এই সেশনরে 10টি ইকোଲୋଜି এনভায়রনমেন্ট एंड इकोलोजी क्वेश्चन উপরে ডিসকশন কলে जदि এই क्वेश्चन गुड़िक आमर कॉम्पिटिटिव पिलामानक पई जो माने सब कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम दउचंती तांको पई बेनिफिशियल हबो माने मते कमेंट्स माध्यम रे जणैले म आउरी अधिका न्यू न्यू क्वेश्चंस प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस अनेक इकोलॉजी एंड एनवायरनमेंट पर आसीथिबा क्वेश्चन आनेबी यदि वीडियोटी आपको भल लगी तेबे मते लाइक शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब करेंगे।